What's good, y'all? Dr.Trehunna. Did you know salads can cause heart disease? Say nah, I'm lying. It's what you naturally want to apply on the salad can cause heart disease. So a lot of my clients be so surprised when they join my program and I say the very first thing I want you to cut out is salads. And they're appalled. They're like, oh, well, Trey, I was taught salads are healthy all my life. How in the hell a salad is unhealthy? Condiments. What is actually inside the condiments that can ultimately cause heart disease or raise your incidence rate of heart disease? And what you can do to mitigate this, especially if you're somebody who loves salads.
Hey guys,
My name is Michelle.
Anita, Sarah, Leah, Peyton, Talia,
Jazz. Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Products.
Period. You love to see.
We already know that all salads is composed of a whole lot of mixed vegetables and you like to put a whole lot of dressing on it or some oil. But ironically, if you went to Europe or you go and get a Mediterranean salad, they don't have Caesar dressing. They don't actually have in Europe a whole lot of dressings. They're gonna naturally give you an olive oil and lemon. A lot of dressings in America has components in it that the European food regulations do not allow them to have. In America, we have a lot of products that a lot of countries ban in their food supply chain. Now, one of the main things that ultimately cause the prevalence of heart disease to raise and to rise in America is omega-6 fats. These are things such as rapeseed oil or canola oil, is soybean oil, it is sunflower oil, it is vegetable oil. Yes, that vegetable oil that you got in your pantry. It is corn oil, peanut oil. All of these things are considered seed oils. Now you notice how every single thing that I named is not a vegetable, but they are listed under vegetable oils. This is called marketing. Now you're probably thinking, hey Trey, what is the big deal about vegetable oils, even though they are considered seed oils? They are very high in omega-6 fats. So here's the problem in America. Our body needs omega-6 along with omega-3s. Omega-3s are the anti-inflammatory version of fats, and omega-6s are the inflammatory version of fats. Now you're already associating inflammation with something bad, but believe it or not, your body needs inflammation. If your body didn't have inflammation, then you will die sooner than you think, because inflammation is the start to the healing process. So if you're inflamed at any point in time, that's your body letting you know that, hey, we're trying to heal. So I don't want you to duck omega-6 fats. You need to have a good balance of those omega-6 fats to omega-3s. On average, you need to have your balance of omega-3s to omega-6 3-to-1. So you want to have 3 omega-3s to 1 omega-6. But ironically, in America, if you actually look at statistics, we have 6-to-1 ratio when it comes to omega-6s to omega-3s. And the main reason why is we get majority of omega-3s from walnuts, flax seeds, alpha-linoleic acid, and also fish. A lot of Americans naturally don't eat fish more than once a week, if at all. So it will be in your best interest to make sure you're getting a lot more omega-3s into your diets. And once again, it could be any type of fish. It could be salmon, it could be halibut, it could be red snapper, it could be crab, but preferably salmon is the king of all seafoods. But our issue is because we eat a lot of ultra processed foods, they actually got emulsifiers in it. And in order for them to make this emulsifier, they add these omega-6 fats. And the main reason why is because not only it makes it a little bit more thicker, right? It allows the product to be on the shelf longer. So if I'm adding something into it that's very inexpensive and then it makes the shelf life longer, I can make more product. Emulsifiers are basically agents that combine water and fat together, so now it could be thick and it could be shelf stable. When you go into a grocery store, you see a whole section of vegetable oils, canola oil, corn oil, mazola. These be on the shelf for months, if not years to come. And then you purchase it and then you have it in your pantry for almost a year because you don't use it all as fast. These oils can be oxidized very, very fast and it can go rancid. You have no idea that before it is on the shelf, it is deodorized. It is bleached. These are processed version of oils. So that's why I tell my clients, hey, if you cannot have a salad without dressing, that means you don't like salads, you like the dressing. The dressings that we eat on an average day is not gonna be the best version of the dressing, it's gonna be the worst. It's gonna be like Ken's. It's gonna be the version that is very cheap because a lot of people buy cheaper version of products. Once again, omega-6s is inflammatory, so that means it could cause more inflammation in your heart, and your arteries, and your blood vessels, and it can actually oxidize your LDL. So we all heard that LDL is the bad cholesterol, right? But believe it or not, it's not bad. It's just the one that can be manipulated very fast when you having a lot of seed oils into your diet. So what happens is when your LDL is oxidized, it's kind of oxygenated. It's kind of like rusting. So that means that LDL is not going to work as great as it used to be. And this can only happen if you're giving your body a lot of sugar through glycation or a lot of seed oils. So now once it goes into your arteries or your vessels, now it gets stuck there. That is the start to plaque buildup. And that can ultimately cause a heart attack or it can cause a stroke. So a stroke is a blockage to the brain and a heart attack is a blockage of your heart. So it'll be in your best interest to identify and get better version of these dressings if you want it. And the irony of this whole conversation, like I said, if you go to any other civilization or any other country, they naturally don't have a whole lot of dressings. You cannot order Caesar dressing in Italy if you ever tried. They don't even know what Caesar dressing is. That's an American product. Just like if you go to an authentic Mexican and tell them about Taco Bell, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. This taco that you get at Taco Bell is not our version of a real taco. The worst part of a salad itself is not the salad. It's not the mixed vegetables. It's what you naturally want to add into the salad. Here's some tips so you can pick up better versions of dressings. If you're going to have any type of mayonnaise, it better be made with avocado oil. The best type of oils is almond oil, which is a little bit more bougie, costs a little bit more, but it's a better version. Avocado oil or olive oil. Now, if you're looking at the back of any of these, right, you should never see soybean oil or canola oil or saffron oil. These are the main offenders that causes heart disease. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying you having 1 tablespoon is gonna cause heart disease. It's the fact that you're adding it like this. That's the issue. And then you're drinking things in it that got soybean oil or canola oil, like your almond milk or any plant-based version of a milk. But then you're also eating things like honey grams, things that are ultra processed. And these also have, I don't know, canola oil, soybean oil, sugar, soy lecithins, etc. So once you cut out the ultra processed foods, technically you really don't have to watch out for your omega-6s, but it's in your best interest to, when it's all said and done, to up-regulate how much omega-3s you have in your diet. When it comes to omega-6s and omega-3s, there is a fight. Your body can only intake one or the other. So the one that you have more of is always gonna win the battle. And naturally, in all of our foods, especially if you eat out a lot, you're gonna have a lot more omega-6s in your diet without your consent than omega-3s. Because if you eat out every single day, and if you are going to a place like Five Guys, or you're going to a McDonald's, or you're going to a restaurant, of course they're not using avocado oil, olive oil, almond oil, butter, ghee, lard to cook your stuff. They're gonna use the cheaper version because they're all about a profit. So if you're going to eat at home, use avocado oil to cook, or olive oil, or even coconut oil, butter, ghee, lard. You want a little bit more saturated fats to cook with. Once again, there is nothing inherently wrong with a salad. I know that was clickbaity, okay? Salad does not cause heart disease, but it's what you want to place on a salad that is the issue. So if you're getting better quality products, or you're using organic products such as a lemon or a lime, olive oil inside your salad, it'll be in your best interest. But also, if you're somebody that's saying, hey Trey, I actually still want to enjoy my dressing here and there, then make sure you're getting the better version of it. So for instance, Boathouse Farms is one of my favorites. What you want to do is look at the back. If you see in any category it got over 5 grams of carbs or 5 grams of fat or 5 grams of sugar, it's in your best interest not to have it. Simple, right? Now the only type of dressing or condiment that is always gonna have a little bit more than 5 grams of fat is gonna be mayo. But that's because mayo is literally fat based, okay? So if you're gonna have mayo, make sure it's based off avocado oil. If it has a green lid, on average it is made out of avocado oil. If it has a blue lid, it's of soybean oil. And that is the worst offender when it comes to heart disease. And let me tell you this interesting fact, by the way. Did you know that seed oils was actually first made to lubricate machines? These were basically the throwaway product when they was making candles and lamp wax. But they actually looked at it when it came out and they said, hey, you know what? This cottonseed oil looks white, kind of like lard. What if we can sell it? So they deodorized it and they bleached it. And Procter & Gamble said, hey, let's do a campaign where we say this is actually healthier than butter or lard or ghee. And guess what? Because it was white, and we all know white is right, they started to promote it and they started putting it in cookbooks, and voila. Now everybody is using Crisco, vegetable oil, canola oil, soybean oil. All of these man-processed oils were actually made at first to be machine lubricants. It's now going into our body, and now it's oxidizing our body. It's causing more inflammation. Back in the 1800s, heart disease was unheard of. In the 1910s to 1940s, heart disease, believe it or not, heart attacks was unheard of. Until one of our presidents, Dwight Eisenhower, actually had a heart attack. And then he put heart disease on the map. Because if the president had a heart attack and everybody looked at the president as untouchable, then we knew it could ultimately affect the American people. What he did is he hired somebody or a scientist called Ansel Keys. Long story short, he made everybody be afraid of all types of fats. But they told the American public to stop having saturated fat, have more unsaturated fat, which is hydrogenated fat, which is a more stable fat on the shelf, but it's more unstable in your body. Long story short, these fats are not made to have in our body, or we're not supposed to have an overconsumption of these fats. Some omega-6 is not bad, but if we're having a whole lot of omega-6s, which we do, especially if you're eating ultra-processed foods 1 to 2 times a day, then that is going to cause you to have a little bit more of a chance to have heart disease later down the road. So I hope y'all learned something today, and that's your reset tip of the day that's going to help you stay snatched all the time. Know the summertime. Talk to you soon.